It's meow time for KittenousBeast gaming videos for cats and their people. Episode 20 of KatzeLande Prime. Wow, episode 20. Cool. It's sort of funny that I'm just doing this, and again, it's kind of fun. Um, I don't know if anybody's ever going to watch any of these videos. It doesn't matter. It's just been kind of fun to make them. So, um, uh, yeah, so I'm going to keep working on this pip farm project until we have some results. I know I've kind of gotten out of control with the scale of it, going up one more level just to squeeze more efficiency out. But I think when we get there and finally plant these plants, I think you'll kind of get the sense that that was maybe the smartest thing we could have done, just to make the most out of the capacity to plant with pips. So yeah, I just trying to maximize my potential profits out of this situation. So let's get back into it and see what the dupes are up to and see how much work we can get done. One thing that I've kind of been noticing is I despair about the fact that it's too hot for this farm to work that I set up. Hey, there's a geyser over here. I should check that out. And then I'm like, what about the gases though? So let's just quickly just throw down a barrier specific pressure door. Um, Wire it up, throw down some tiles, keeping in mind that some of that's going to need to be circulation. And once that's set up, we'll punch into here and see what we got over here with this little geyser. Um, and continue to probe our way up and get access to this water. So I am going to be doing a cooling loop across this part of the structure. I will need some additional tungsten for that. So I'm going to go ahead, or not tungsten, aluminum. I've got plenty of aluminum, so I'm going to do, let's get a bunch of aluminum made. And now I can be like, oh, I should really get some aluminum ore in here. So I'll go up to level 7, and let's drop out those other guys. Just get the aluminum. That'll help with the refinery operation. You'll see. So, yep, getting some deliveries right there. So now when whoever comes to operate that refinery, see my level 7 priorities are pretty potent. Getting all those guys fixated on that, so let's run that refinery, get some aluminum set up. So unfortunately we only have 6 waterweed seeds. This is the start of a farm though. So let's get our pips delivered in here. This chamber is ready. I don't think that peppermint plant is in range to bother the plantings down here, so I'm just going to go ahead and start this planting project with these pips. I'm going to fill in the rest of these so that they don't plant them in there. And, get the pips in here and get them to work. Now, of the pips, this one is in the 30s. This one's in his 40s, 60s. We want the one in the 60s out. 40s, 30s. 40s. Okay. Alright. one of the things I like to do with these pip projects is I harvest a bunch of pips out, and then the eggs that are the highest viable eggs I kind of keep. So this is 163% done. But if they're less than that, oh, I gotta disable the filter on this. Otherwise we're gonna do loops. So that one's 40. That one's 30. 60, we want that one out. Okay. So I pulled most of the pips out. And again, this is a pretty big ranch. It's almost full size. So... uh-oh, I don't want the pips to get dropped off here. I wanted the pips to get dropped off over here. So we'll have to wrangle them again. And get them put off to the correct spot. So over here is where we want them to be. There we go, there's one of them. Right, so they should pick up the waterweed seeds, and I'll kill the filter on the waterweed seeds. So they just fall out. There we go, they already planted one. Perfect. Deconstruct again. And we'll be in business no time with this densely packed waterweed farm. Won't cost us any resources to grow the plants. They'll just grow naturally, and we'll just harvest them when they're done. So it's kind of a big investment in terms of real estate, but I mean, if you think about the fact that this is going to grow in 48 cycles and give me 5,000 calories for free. So every day I'm going to get 5 free meals every 50 days. Like, it's totally worth it. Cost me nothing, just took some planning and some pain to get the pips in this chamber. But once I have, you know, a natural garden of, you know, how many plants is this going to be? It's going to be a lot of plants. Once I have that natural garden of waterweed plants, you know, it's going to give me more free meals for my dupes, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. So, I've been thinking about the whole issue with the restrooms. So, I only have one restroom over here, and I'm going to need additional restroom capacity to make things work for my dupes. So, I'm thinking I might put in place a second restroom on this side of the base, just so that there's a restroom on this side and a restroom on that side. So that's what I'm going to build next. So I think these restrooms have 3 tiles of space in them, so I'm going to stick with that. And then that should give me enough height to do a let me go ahead and just map this out. So this would be the start of my next room. So we'd have our cot in granite here and here. So I'm trying to mimic the design of the base below in that um, set of rooms. So let's see if we can get the correct height and not interfere with our planned out farm. Just 3 tiles above that. 1, 2, 3. It works perfectly. So we should be able to handle that without incident, but I have to plan this out sort of carefully. Um, that third tile is a corner tile. So I'm gonna cancel these dig outs real fast. Yeah, we're gonna get up to that height, but probably gonna build this real slow across the top so it's not a big pain. So I need to leave these tiles undisturbed in order to have my garden. But yeah, that spacing does work out okay for the plan that I have in place. So we'll do that. And this will allow me to place in these restrooms I was talking about. So let's get started on those. So we're going to do 2. How do we do it on the other one? Yeah, there's space. Okay, so space, 1, 2 for the sinks. Space, and then space. Okay, and gate. Fabulous. Put in our lamps to make the restroom usage and sink usage as optimal as possible. Kind of remembering back to the time when I spent aluminum in the rock crusher to set up my first set of automation pieces. Now I can make as much material as I need as time goes on. So, who's my new dude? Is it Otto? Otto, you need more skill points, buddy. Gotta get you up to Masterworks before we can start placing down some art objects for the base. Just checking around now. You can kind of see it looks like the dupes have good margins on their morale, and for a while there, it seemed like the morale was not good for spending skill points at the time. So we've kind of turned the corner a little bit there. So I'm gonna go with maybe orbital researcher for my dear friend Ruby. She's my master researcher. Got Nicola getting he's on point there. Nails can do with a little bit of that. Get Lindsay into farming, but we're not really ready for doing a ton of farming yet. So I'll put her along this track for assisting that stuff. Here's another rancher. Maybe we do our improved carrying. Ellie's got ranching maxed out and is also going to be a farmer and a doctor. Wow, lots of skills. So, yeah, I think I'll go with, getting that strength up. And Bert, he's getting stressed out earlier. My mechatronics engineer. Nice job, Bert. Let's go with some construction. That kind of ties in with the mechatronics engineering to work on those skills. And then Ari, it's a little bit of space. I don't know if I want to buy 2 big skills or maybe do some. Not sure what to spend here. I might save Ari's points. I might if I need to put them into rocketry or something. Not sure what I want to spend them on yet. Now, the other part of this chamber is going to be my break room. That's the plan. So, a break room needs some decorative items and things, but it also needs some break room special items. So I've never done the party phone line. It uses up 120. Yeah, and you can kind of see what it does. It's a little bit of heat. I don't know if I want to go with this recreation item just yet. We can do the jukebox. This will require its very own power line. It does use up a lot of power. So maybe I'll put this in place. It'd be kind of fun to have like a place for the duplicates to just relax and dance. So trying to think about my spacing, what other items I want to put in place. So maybe I'll just put this right there on the center. We'll have to wire a separate circuit for this. So what do I mean by a separate circuit? So off my generator I have, you know, this battery and this transformer hooked up. And that provides this power line to this huge piece of my base. And you'll notice the power load on it is fairly low, 315 watts right now, but the capacity is massive. It's just that it's powering a lot of things that are not all being used at once. So, you know, I don't have all these machines being used. The electric grill kind of goes regularly, but, you know, the pump pumps every once in a while, and you know, some of these doors turn on, and the filters work. This pump pumps, and this filters when it needs to filter with water. So, you know, there's a small demand. But when I plug this thing in, this thing uses 960 watts. It's pretty much going to use the whole circuit. So, I'm going to build a separate circuit for that. I'm not sure where I'm going to build it, but I'm definitely going to build it. I might even build it down here somewhere by these plug slugs. Just because, you know, why not? Oh, it's not actually a ranch. It's just a place for them to plug in. So, there is some densely packed deodorizers in here that are kind of making it a little bit challenging to plan that out. But maybe I could just build one up here in this abyssalite. So I might go up a little bit with this ladder. Tuck one additional circuit right in there. Put some tiles. Just carve out this little tiny spot. Alright, so then we'll just put our heavy watt tile in. Gotta get the right thingy set. Okay. And then we can build our transformer battery setup. So there's the transformer, there's the battery, and voila! We're nearly set up with an additional circuit. Power. Okay. And this circuit is going to require that automation wire to connect the battery and the transformer. And what am I going to do with that circuit? So, you know, this circuit kind of has a low power demand, doesn't need to be segmented just yet. So I'm just going to kind of leave that be. In the meantime, I'm going to sneak this power line over. Maybe I'll put an airflow tile just to be. And so this power line that I'm making is going to snake along here. And yeah, I'm going there. I'm just gonna go straight across. Am I gonna go through the water? No. That's too much for me even. Cha-ching! Okay. Alright, so let's finish making the structure as desired. We're low on cobalt. Yeah, we're talking. Boom. Okay. Alright, we are also going to need to plumb this with some water. And again, we are using this recycling system here to pressurize all of our sanitation water and deal with it. So, you know, you'll remember last time we did this plumbing project with the medicine, the hospital that we have set up here for injured troops. We noticed Nicola was injured, so we did something about it. That kind of a thing. Alright, so I'm going to just draw a water line right off of this. And then we'll again use insulated pipes to transport this water. Now remember that this is water that is germy, so it's only really good to be used in the sinks. As I've previously done, we're going to get the wastewater out using a similar sort of connect to one pipe and get it out across the top. So that should be sufficient to eliminate the wastewater. I'm going to go ahead and get that wastewater out with a connection like this. Alright, so that's going to actualize that final piece of the puzzle for this second restroom. Getting there. Are we building this luxuriously for our dupes? We absolutely are. But this is going to be good living accommodations for these hardworking folk that are helping us build this base. So sometimes it's really just a good idea to invest some time with your dupes, making sure that they have what they need. So we're going the extra kilometer for our dupes this time. Ari's got points. I'm waiting on Otto. Come on, Otto. Yep. And we're back over here with our little rascally pips running around here. How big is this room? 158 tiles. Too big for what I want, but we'll get there. Got to finish that power line connection. more printables. Let's check it out. Ice, some fertilizer, glow stick. Emits low amounts of rads and light. I've never seen anything like that before. That's pretty wild. Look at this operator. That's incredible. But loads of bad qualities. Should I just get some ice? Why not? Let's just get some ice. No, ice is not the kind of thing you just want to forget you have it laying around, if you know what I mean. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and load this ice into this area here on a mesh tile. I will place it maybe I'll just do this. Yeah, we'll do that. I don't want to forget about this, so I'm going to just sit here and make sure I do it. Otherwise, we're going to have melted ice, 5 tiles of water, just it would be a disaster. So let's not do that. Let's work this another way. And we've got another water weed. Yeah, see these dips, these pips, they work fast. And you got to be mindful of that. Checking pressure systems here. I wish we had more water wheat seeds. And it kind of reminds me that there were a bunch of them. Oh, I finished the pressure door up here. So let's go ahead and do this the way that I think is going to be fun. Still no wire on this, huh? Great. There we go. We've got water pressure. I think we've got our outbound pipes finished too. They're going to be finishing up here. We're going to have a bathroom in no time. Oh man, the wiring is a little messed up over here, huh? There's our washroom. Nice. So, this is going to double our capacity for dealing with waste. And, you know, I'm just keep an eye on this liquid reservoir over here. Definitely do not want our system to back up and us to lose sanitation completely. So, let's keep an eye on that. And I am going to make sure that they can come in this way, but must leave that way, right? So, how did you get out, Lindsay? I just changed the permissions. Get back in there. Yeah, this thing uses 960 watts. It's incredibly punishing on the resources. So it's this big luxury. 5 dupes can use it at once, and it gives them a little happy perk to use it. So. So they get that recently danced perk or whatever it is, which releases some of their stress, makes them feel happy. Alright, now, gotta make sure I notice that thing kick off without being, you know, losing battery or whatever. Shouldn't do that. We gotta get this set up properly, so 8515 is what I typically do, I think. Yeah. Alright. So that's all hooked up. Got that secondary circuit just for this Jukebot. And a little bit more effort, this will become a rec room. Not ready to, again, to place art objects just yet, but we can do some plants and things. So I'll go ahead and just throw in a couple of plants beside the jukebox. And maybe we'll do some art objects eventually and make this space extra decorative. That's cool. I might put a water cooler in here too. Maybe this party line phone, I don't know. Put some earth leaf in there. Small amount of food poisoning germs in the water. I'm not sure where that came from, but hopefully it won't matter too much. Do we have a rec room? Yes, we do. So now we have a recreation room. The dupes will come in here to hang out when they have breaks. And the living quarters of our duplicates have received a significant upgrade. When we finish building the rest of these rooms, we'll be able to switch to 10 duplicates with their own private rooms, and then have the capacity of maybe 7 lower level dupes who are still in a barracks, you know, off in a small barracks zone. So this is really, really nice. We're building our base to stand the test of time in terms of its accommodations. So great for us. Got more water weeds coming in. So we're just going to keep deconstructing little by little. That'll keep our little buddies planting those water weed seeds. And again, I'm a little bit disappointed I don't have more water weed seeds to use. Check my seeds here. Oh no, I have 17. This should be a slam dunk. So how many seeds are sitting there? Probably none. Okay, so let's get all those water weed seeds in there. What's the hold up? So hopefully we'll get more of those water weed seeds we have accessible put away so that our pips can do a really nice job with the farm. See, I'm doing a lot of different chores around the base, but none of the chores I want them to do. Let's check up here, see how we're doing. Alright, so we've got our sink forming, and we'll just break that off. I am going to put a couple of salt vines down here eventually, and I'll just go ahead and plan for them now. To eliminate the chlorine gas that I unlocked from these pockets here. So. Meanwhile, I think we're finally ready to go up. Nice. I think I should collect my harvest here with this cobalt that I've earned. So we'll shoot a ladder up there. And we'll slap a new deodorizer up here. Just trying to get control of this area. Alright, so poking up there some more. How do we do? Did we get one yet? Nope. Oh, it's rocking it out. Nice job, Otto. Alright, so I do need to incorporate the sort of ventilation structures that have been consistently put in place here. You know, base airflow is essential. So just doing a consistent pattern to allow the air to flow in the way that's most beneficial for the base. That's just the way to do it. So keeping the edges so that the carbon dioxide falls off. Kind of see there's some carbon dioxide buildup here, but I'm kind of thinking maybe I should have a little channel for it to kind of trickle out as it reaches higher pressures. So I'm thinking about that, but don't know if I'm going to do anything about it yet. And I think Ruby might have just had a really good meal recently. Oh no. So, yeah, I don't know. What should I put on Ruby? Super duper? Some diamond and obsidian out of her? Yeah, probably. Although, I want to get her towards exosuit training, because she might have to go out into space at some point. Yeah. So, get some Hassan closer to some exosuit training. Right. Loads of pip eggs now. And I'm just going to keep a few of the higher percentage complete ones. So there's one at 83. This one at 12. We'll just get rid of that one. What about maybe 3 more pips to hatch eventually? Did we get it yet? Yeah, we did. Next one. See, so look, I have 1 seed in here, but they're telling me that I've got 16 seeds. So where's all these seeds at? Sometimes you just wonder, you know? Where'd all those seeds go? Where are they coming from? Okay. That's that, so we're on to the next one. So we need to carve out a couple more pieces here, and we'll get our salt vines delivered. Right. Making things happen. I think we've got both of them selected on here. Yeah. Put them in our farm where they belong. Alright. So, unfortunately, Ruby's stuck. This is a problem. So what does she have access to? She has igneous rocks, so let's put a tile here. Igneous rock, hope for the best. Maybe we do some granite ladders down. Okay. There we go. Self-rescuing princess. Awesome. And look at this. We're in perfect position to finally take a peek at that. I can't wait to see what's underneath these tiles. So we'll have to be very patient. Getting a little bit excited. Maybe it'll be something that'll help cool this down really fast. That'd be awesome. But, you know, there's a similar problem. They have to have 10-degree temperature also. So if it's something that's super cold and it freezes this whole zone, then they won't grow either. So I gotta be careful with whatever I find underneath here. So yeah, let's see how the progress went up. Looks like we made a little bit of progress. That's pretty good. So you know, we want to keep going up. Keep it going. There's just some polluted oxygen in here. We're just gonna brush right past it. Because our plan is to get up as high as we possibly can get. There's some slugs to be found. Wonder if I have any of those. Do I have any plug eggs? Search. Nope, no slug eggs. Okay. Salt vine in. Bert, what do we got, Bert? Figure it out. What could it be? Carbon dioxide geyser. Oh, okay. Look at that. It releases carbon dioxide gas at a temperature of negative 55 degrees. Wow, that's really cold. So needless to say, this is a geyser that releases really cold air in the form of carbon dioxide. So I could use it to cool this zone down, and I might try it, see how it works. But it is going to be a kind of a challenge to deal with the cold temperatures. But you know, with this being a really hot biome anyway, I could probably uncap it and let it cool the whole zone down pretty easily. These salt vines don't care if it's super cold, so and everything else's temperature has already destroyed it. You know, everything's lost its possibility. So we'll go ahead and just uncap it, um, and let the ambient materials take on most of the temperature change issues. Oh, just went dormant. So we'll analyze it. And I'll be able to set up something to take advantage of it rather it be random. But that is a source of cold. We'll be able to take advantage of that, I think, on some level. Unfortunately, there's mud on top of mud on top of mud. So when I destroy these mud blocks, all of the mud blocks will keep falling, and it's going to be a hot mess if I try and do too much here. Again, this is intended to be a hydrogen sink to siphon off whatever hydrogen makes it to this point, collect it. So, um, we'll just use that to offset any hydrogen that makes its way up to the top of the base. There's no real urgency to finish the dwellings in here, but I may wind up doing that anyways, just to have it, have the space accessible in case another duplicate comes along that I really love. We'll see. Another artist possibly there. Farm and research. Extra farm, extra medicine. Yeah. Researcher. And a Drecklet. Let's just go with the Drecklet. Great. Yeah, some of those mud tiles from my excavation up, kind of blocking different passages in our base. Maybe that's the reason why we couldn't get to those waterweed seeds. Interesting. Well, we'll see what happens. There is a good concentration of chlorine down here, so maybe what I'll think about doing is putting a salt vine down here to just kind of skim it off. But no telling how I'm going to act as I proceed further down into the depths of the asteroid. So, oh right, that ice. Yeah. So, put away that ice, and fast. We'll see how that ice has an effect down here. It's up high enough where the oxygen is actually going to act on it. The carbon dioxide works much more slowly with temperature changes for whatever reason. It's not really a good conductor of heat, so yeah, we're researching this. We're going to take advantage of this carbon dioxide geyser. And I've seen one of these previously, and basically it releases like a little trickle of carbon dioxide in water form, or liquid form, I should say, but immediately it turns into gas form because its temperature band is very narrow. So, yeah, this might be sort of an open space here now that I think about it. So, I'm still trying to maintain a little bit of that hydrogen sink concept, I'm going to try and build in to this so that I can get what I need. So I'm going to build a tile here, get ourselves up here so we can reach it. Great. So we're got a couple of things going on here. So this is, I think, a nice place to leave things. Made some projects. It's progress on project over here with this sort of water weed farm that we're going to build using the pips, and you know, getting closer to being able to deal with this area and make another huge farm using the pips. So we'll get there. Um, I'm optimistic that we'll be able to complete what we're doing here in a little while. So I'll leave it at that, and hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope your cat enjoyed the video as well, and we'll be seeing you.